How do I balance my responsibilities with my business, being a wife and a mother? I don't. I don't balance. There is no balance. There's always going to be an uneven scale. So my husband and I have a really good team. If I'm 80, he's 20, we're good. We still equal out to be 100. So just having that support system helps so much, because don't try to balance. It's not going to, just delete that from your vocabulary. But can you maintain? Yes, you can. Having a supportive people behind you really helps. And my husband is my rock. What inspired me to start my makeup beauty business is the lack of time-friendly products and the bias behind glam that a lot of women had. It's a lot of women, especially entrepreneurs, who dread the thought of having to put on their makeup, and I wanted to change that. Getting glam should be fun. It should be something that you enjoy, that you look forward to, and something that helps you knock out the day. So I wanted to create something that put that spark back into beauty and doing it yourself. My favorite makeup product that I use in my business has to be the Lip Duo. I love lipstick. If I don't have on any other makeup, lipstick can go far. You could wear lipstick and shades with a hat and get away with anything. It looks like you tried in the morning. So lipstick for sure. And the reason I picked that particular lipstick is because, just like I have it on right now, I did my makeup this morning at 5 in the morning. I have eaten, I have drank, I have done so much, and I've only had to touch up once. This lipstick is non-transferable. It doesn't come off. It's almost scary, and it's not drying. So I stand behind it 100%. How do I involve my family in my makeup business? I love to get their opinion. I am in a house full of men, even though I have a 5-year-old that does not mind giving me honest opinions, and hearing him and my husband doesn't either. He does not mind giving honest opinions, but hearing seeing even their reaction to when I do my makeup, and telling me that I look great is a win. And also, from the time when I first met my husband, we're coming up on 8 years of marriage, till now he says that I've gotten a lot faster. So listen, it is the reviews, honey. I use them for reviews. So if they said it, then I know it's facts. My favorite makeup look that I create for myself is a very soft but bold look. So I love to use just the powder. I don't use any of the cream foundation. I use my powder foundation, which it gives a beautiful coverage, but it still shows my freckles on my face. And I love that sheer but very clean look. And I also love to do a pop of color somewhere, whether that is on my lips, which is most likely, or even just on my cheeks. Just something that I look alive, I look well, and I look like I'm living life. And I might be just in a mood that day, but you won't be able to tell, thanks to she. How do I find time for self-care while managing both my business and my family? I lock myself in the bathroom. You may not come in here. No, I'm just kidding. I tend to try to wake up before my family. So I kind of battle it. And it's a struggle, I'm not gonna lie. This is something that I am working on, but I usually do my business while my son is at school. but also at night because I'm speaking to my manufacturer overseas. So we have 2 different times. So, but the mornings, I'm trying to force myself to get up earlier because it's so peaceful. I have only myself to think about in that short period of time, and I love that. I don't have to think about any of my responsibilities. I just get to focus on she. And so, yeah. My favorite makeup trick and tip that I've learned over the years that I've just been working with makeup, playing with makeup, is that less is more. And that is very cliche, but it took time for me to learn that because as a professional, you know what you're taught, but over time is how you gain experience. So you get to learn your own face, you get to learn your tools, and you get to learn what works for you and what don't. And I've learned that the less product that I use, the greater the impact, and even the more eye turns that I get, throughout the day. It's not cakey. I feel light. I feel like I can apply more if I need to. So if you start with less throughout the day, you can add more and it won't be so much on your face, because we all have different facial types and skin types, some oily, some dry. But like I said, if you start less, then you can always build throughout the day. So how do I stay up to date with the latest makeup trends while juggling my busy life? Is I might catch a reel, honestly, but I might sound a little cocky when I say this, but maybe it's the Sag in me. I don't really follow trends. I feel like I create them. So I am an innovator, so I feel like I start trends. So I focus on what I like and my professional knowledge and what works for me and my clients, and I try to educate that. And I do that through our platform, She University. So if you want to learn about some of the trends and not just trending for a viral moment, but trends because it actually works for your lifestyle, go join and become a member. My favorite makeup memory that I've had with my family is, I honestly can't remember the age I was, but I had to be somewhere around 6 or 7. But my mom used to let me play in her hair, my mother and my grandmother. But this one specific time, we were doing like makeover at the house, and I did my mom's hair and it was sticking straight up. If I could find a picture, I'll add it to the video. And she let me do her makeup, and we had a photo shoot afterwards. And full circle, that is what I do for a living now, is I give makeovers and then I give you a beautiful photo shoot. So that is my favorite memory. And shout out to my mom for letting me just be creative and be free, because you look terrible. So I balance being a role model for my child while balancing my own dreams is just by taking care of me. I've had to learn that children, they're so smart and they're amazing and they're brilliant. They are literally copying what you do, and they're little sponges. So if you love yourself, you're taking care of yourself, you're giving your all to yourself and your business, your child is going to see that, mimic that, and remember that and carry that on in their own personal life. I don't have to try to form him. I can actually form him through what I'm doing and the actions I'm taking through myself. So, yeah. My favorite makeup look I love to create for a special occasion. That means I'm pulling out all the heavy guns. I love a good smoky eye, but I don't like it very dark. I love a good brown, warm, smoky eye because lipstick is my go-to. I'm always gonna have a pop on my lip. And so I try to do something that's more subtle but gives the drama on my eye and pop out with the lips. I do a red is my go-to, but I also love pinks and purples. And I'm not too much of a nude girl, but I do a cute nude sometimes too. So I would have to say a smoky eye with a pop of color on the lip. How I handle setbacks in business is, first, I cry very hard. I might kick, roll around, curse a little. And then I figure it out. I'm really good at problem solving. So I figure out what can I handle right now, not the future. I try not to think so far ahead because as an entrepreneur, you have to be a little delusional in order to keep going because it will feel like the world is ending in some scenarios. So I try to just take small steps and think, what can I fix now? And honestly, God take care of the rest. And I don't know if that just sounds like crap, but it's the honest truth. I put my intention in the world and God handles it after that. So try not to worry, try not to stress as much. Think like Matrix, make everything slow down around you and figure, what can I do right now in this moment, and go from there. How I incorporate my own personal style into my makeup business. This is a very good question because it's near and dear to my heart. I am also an image consultant, so I understand the importance of your image and your style, and it's also my creative outlet. So when I was first starting my self-discovery and trying to figure out my personal brand, I looked at who inspired me, and I also figured out how I wanted to feel as an owner, and how I naturally am. I am an introverted extrovert. I am someone who is creative, and I am someone who don't have as much time. So I usually go with neutrals, and I really love a timeless look. And so my inspiration was women like Bobbi Brown. It's just always timeless. It's forever gonna work. And so, yeah, I wanted something that was luxurious, but also easy and time friendly. And so I chose neutrals. So I'm a neutral girl when it comes to my clothes. And then it's all game when it comes to my lip color. My favorite family activity that involves beauty is when my son gets dressed. This is a thing, and this is nothing, you can ask my husband. When my son gets dressed, I mean fully dressed from hair, socks, shoes, he goes, I would tell him when he was young, go look in the mirror and tell me if you like it. So then he would go in the mirror, he would check himself out, he would give himself a high five and give himself compliments, and then everyone else praised him. And he always looked at his dad because his dad would just go in. I like it. Oh, it looks so good. So, I wanted him to first find that love within himself, and then, we praise him. And so that's my favorite beauty thing that we do as a family. We all look forward to him going and look in the mirror, and then his dad like pumping him up, and then me following behind him. So those mirror affirmations are A1. How I stay motivated with all the roles that I have in my life is my why, which is I really want to touch people without even meeting them, and my purpose in life. So I truly believe that the gifts that I have in beauty and in psychology, and my passions that I have to help others really keeps me going, that it's beyond me. And what I'm doing in this world is larger than what I can even think of. So that is what drives me, because otherwise I don't mind just being a stay-at-home mother and dropping all the other roles. So yeah. How I manage my time to make sure I give my family time as well is I do not do anything on Sundays. Sundays are off limits. Off limits to friends, off limits to business. And so me and my husband dedicated Sundays to just family. So we try to make sure that we just connect, all three of us. We go eat early in the morning, usually Asian food, and we just talk and we reconnect so that way we can get started for the week ahead. How I handle mom guilt when it comes to balancing my family is very hard. Because as I'm sitting here right now, my husband had to take over and be a one-man show. But it's something that our family understands. Well, between me and my husband, we're both entrepreneurs, so we understand the ups and downs that it takes, and a lot of days he might need me to, take over. And so we have just that good teamwork and that grace, and being able to just pick up and help each other out has been one way that I'm sane for feeling guilty for dropping the ball. Even this morning, my son had to bring a white shirt because they were doing tie-dye or something, and I totally forgot. And yeah, luckily the school had my back. So yeah, that's how I do it. But honestly, it's just like it comes with the territory. You're going to have some type of guilt, whether it's you're neglecting your family in some way or you're neglecting your business. But there is no balance. There's only a healthy maintain of juggling both, because you're still human. How supportive am I to other women in business, including my competitors? I really believe that what's for me is for me, and I'm in my own little lane, in my own world, and nothing can be taken away from me. So I really enjoy, and it honestly energizes me when I support my friends and my peers in entrepreneurship, because I understand it. So when I'm able to give back to them and pour into them, I'm feeling like I'm pouring back into myself some type of way. And community and in business is so important. And I just understand it. I understand this lifestyle. So it's like one of the number one priorities that, it's a way that I also show love, is by support. So 100% I do. Ooh, how often do I reach out to other women for support, and how can I do more of it? This is something that I really struggle with. Ooh, this was a good question. I am the type, I'm a giver, and it's hard for me to receive. So I am working on that. So one way I have asked for support is by creating these different campaigns that included women that I knew that was doing amazing, but also who I knew loved the brand. And I asked them to do, in a way, a testimonial about their experience and how it's helped them. So that's one way. And just, the fact that I launched my makeup company, to me, is a form and a way of asking for support. And then lastly, how I can do it more is I need to ask more. I just need to get over that hump, because there are women that wants to support me. So I need to just somehow get over that fear of rejection, or just that fear of asking. It's just sometimes very hard to ask for help. So if you're watching this and you want to help, SOS. How many times has someone told me that I can't do something? Not many. And if they have, in one ear and out the other. I really don't pay attention to that. Naturally, going back to astrology, I'm a Sag, and as a Sagittarius, I'm very optimistic. So when I hear something negative about what I can't do, to me, it doesn't even, that's not for me. That wasn't for me. It doesn't serve me. So you must not be talking to me. That must be projection. So you can keep your projection. And if you're telling yourself that you can't, then you also need to change that, because there are no limits in life. You are limitless, and you can do anything that you want to. It might be hard, so pick your poison, but it can be done. What would I do if I failed tomorrow? Well, listen, I've been in the game for a very long time, and I have failed so many businesses. So it is nothing new. It would hurt, but I have just such a purpose on my heart that regardless to what I'm doing, I'm always going to be doing something to work towards that. And if I failed, honestly, it's just a blueprint of what I shouldn't do. So now I have the cheat code of what I should do. So watch out. If there is anything I could change about my business today, what would I change that would make me happier? I would change my organization. I am not organized. I am a creative whirlwind of a beautiful mess, and sometimes it's just everywhere up there. But luckily, I have a beautiful team that I am now working with that can kind of tame my chaos. So that is something that is in the works, but that is something that definitely I would change. And I know my weaknesses. And so when you have a weakness, that is not necessarily a bad thing. That just means there is an area where you might need to onboard somewhere where their strength is in that area. And that's how you build a team. And that's how entrepreneurship works, because you cannot do it alone. Don't attempt to do it alone. Always try to build a community around what you're doing, your business, so that way you guys can grow together. If I am out to prove something, what is it, and who am I trying to prove it to? God. I am a walking vessel of His divine purpose. My life is His. So I am choosing to work through Him and get the joy out of life through that. I am a spiritual person, and I feel like through helping others, we're all connected. And when we can live out our dreams, but also lift another person, it really gives you that reason to exist. Because there's so many people trying to search for that reason of why they are even here. Understand that you have a purpose. Everyone does. You can be used. Everyone should be by the right person, and that's someone who loves you, and God is love. What is my goal for my personal success? I aim to be in major retails so that I can reach more women out there that needs these products, like Target, Ulta, Sephora, Kohl's, all of that jazz. I am here for it. So if you are out there and you know anybody, or you work for any of these companies, message me, because that is the goal. We want to be in all major department stores worldwide, so hit me up. I am grateful for my family. They just are the most important people to me. I honestly am left speechless, but they are just what completes me. They just give joy just by being here, just by breathing, honestly. So I forgot the question. What was the question? I could have asked like thousands of questions.
So what or who are you grateful for?
Oh yeah, that's who I'm grateful. I am grateful for my family. I am grateful for the support that I have. I'm grateful for all of my friends. And I'm grateful for the love that people have for me that I may not even know. I appreciate it. I feel it. And I hope you feel it too.